Hello, we are watching VNA News Broadcast Daily and following today's highlights.
Leaders received Secretary of Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Regions Party Committee in Hanoi. 47 officials passed first ever confidence vote by National Assembly. Vietnam-China Forum focuses on cross-border trade.
Party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trọng received Secretary of Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Regions Party Committee Peng Jinghua in Hanoi on June 10th. The Chinese official visits Vietnam from June 9th to 12th at the invitation of Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh.
General Secretary Chiang spoke highly of Guangxi's achievements in its open-door policy over the past 30 years. He affirmed that Guangxi is contiguous to Vietnam and holds a time-honored friendship and cooperation with Vietnamese localities. He said he hopes that in the time to come, the two sides continue expanding exchanges, improving cooperation efficiencies in all fields, and building a borderline of peace, friendship, and development. Peng affirmed that the Regional Party Committee and authorities attach importance to developing traditional friendship and cooperation in all areas with Vietnam, especially in transport links and trade. The same day, the Chinese guest was received by Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng, who said that Vietnam attaches importance to fostering multifaceted cooperation with China. The Prime Minister said China is now one of Vietnam's leading investors and trade partners. However, the two countries still have potential for expanded cooperation, especially in economic trade and investment. He suggested China and Guangxi in particular increase their scholarships to give more Vietnamese students a chance to study in China, as well as work closely with Vietnam's border localities to control the two countries' joint border. Peng Jinghua suggested the two nations invest more in building transport routes, linking the localities, as well as border trade and border gate economic zones. He expressed his hope that Vietnam will continue creating favorable conditions for Guangxi's businesses to invest in Vietnam. The Guangxi leader was also welcomed by Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh on the same day. Foreign Minister Minh said that Guangxi and Vietnam's localities should perfect their existing cooperation mechanisms and strengthen cooperation in practical and effective manner in the fields they hold advantages. Peng said that this year, Guangxi will organize the 10th ASEAN-China Expo. The event is expected to help boost the relationship between China and ASEAN, including Vietnam.
The government of Vietnam always spares no effort to improve its investment climate and support foreign investors, including those from the United States, in doing business in the country. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng made the remark during his reception for a U.S. delegation in Hanoi on June 10th.
Meeting David Crott, a member of the U.S. National Commission on Fiscal Responsibility and Reform, who is also chairman and CEO of Honeywell, Prime Minister Dũng expressed his pleasure at the strong development in the Vietnam-U.S. cooperative ties over the past time. He said Vietnam, the U.S., and several other countries are engaging in negotiations on the Trans-Pacific Strategic Economic Partnership. He called on U.S. leaders and enterprises to back the process. Crott said he will convey Prime Minister Dũng messages to the leaders of his country. He also said he hopes that Vietnam will facilitate U.S. firms' investment and long-term business. Having been in Vietnam since 2005, Honeywell is one of the world's leading suppliers of aerospace products and services, turbochargers, technologies for specialized materials, and oil refinement.
Chairman of El Salvador's Legislative Assembly, Sigfrido Reyes, met with Chairman of Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee, Lê Hoàng Quân, on June 10th during his ongoing visit to Vietnam.
Mayor Quan briefed the guests on the city's current socio-economic development. He expressed his hope that the information will help El Salvador investors seek business opportunities in the city. El Salvador top legislator said his visit aims to further strengthen cooperation with Vietnam in all fields of common concern. Impressed by the city's rapid growth, Reza heralds the city's effective policies, especially those on drawing foreign investments. During the visit, the El Salvador delegation paid visits to several cultural and historical relic sites, such as the Thống Nhất Reunification Palace, Hu Chi Tunnel System, and Nhà Đồng Grove.
47 officers have all passed the first confidence vote by the 13th National Assembly. Results of the vote were announced at the National Assembly's morning working sessions on June 11th.
The confidence vote was held on June 10th in Hanoi, the first move ever undertaken by the legislature. Officials who received votes of confidence are holding positions that have been elected or approved by the National Assembly. President Trương Tấn Sang won 330 high confidence votes, 133 confidence votes, and 28 low confidence votes, while National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng received 328, 139, and 25 votes, and Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng had 210, 122, and 160 votes, respectively. The legislators cast votes of confidence for the first time on personnel elected or approved by the National Assembly in accordance with a resolution passed by the legislature during its fourth session in October 2012.
A Vietnam-China Comprehensive Economic and Trade Cooperation Forum took place in Hanoi on June 10th. The event was jointly held by the People Authority of the Quang Si Truong Autonomous Region and the Vietnamese Ministry of Industry and Trade.
The forum saw the participation of over 300 government officials, scholars, and businessmen. Speaking at the function, a representative of Quang Si Province proposed the establishment of an experimental free trade border complex in Quang Si, which can serve as a model for the friendly cooperation between the two countries' border areas. Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade Hồ Thị Kim Thoa said, Vietnam-China comprehensive cooperation in recent years has seen strong development. She noted the high growth rate of cross-border trade between Vietnam and China, notably adding to the two countries' trade value. The rate averaged 23% a year in the 2006-2012 period, sending cross-border trade up from $3.5 billion in 2006 to $8.6 billion in 2012. Trade between Quang Si and Vietnam reached $9.73 billion in 2012, 12 times the figure of 2004. The figure is forecast to continue to rise in the coming years.
A workshop on enhancing cooperation, trade and investment promotion between Vietnam with Africa and the Middle East was held in Hanoi on June 11th.
According to the Trade Promotion Agency, the two markets are home to nearly 70 countries holding a huge demand for food, garments and textiles, and consumption products. Vietnam's exports to African and Middle Eastern markets hit nearly $4.2 billion last year, up 65% over the previous year's figure. In the first quarter of this year, the country raked in over $1.4 billion from exporting products to these markets. Vietnam has opened 8 embassies and 6 trade offices in the Middle East and signed free trade agreements with 11 out of 15 regional countries. However, the country's exports to these markets face a number of challenges, as they are regions with unstable political and security situation and increasing racial and religious conflicts. In order to overcome the difficulties, the Ministry of Industry and Trade and its bureaus and departments will continue to support enterprises and associations in organizing trade promotion activities and taking part in fairs abroad.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.